You ever notice how some people just drain you? Like not in an obvious way? They are not screaming or throwing things. They are doing something worse. They are weaponizing psychology. They are playing games with your mind, and most of the time, you do not even realize it until you are completely exhausted, second-guessing yourself, wondering if you are the problem. You are not crazy. You are being played. Toxic people are not just annoying. They are strategic. They have a toolkit, and every single weapon in that toolkit is designed to make you weak, confused, and easier to control. The scary part, these tactics work because they exploit basic human psychology. They hack into your need for connection, your desire to be understood, your fear of being abandoned, and they use all of it against you. So let me walk you through the 10 psychological weapons these people use. Not so you can use them, but so you can see them coming. First weapon, gaslighting. This is the crown jewel of manipulation. Gaslighting is when someone makes you question your own reality. You remember something clearly. You know what happened, but they tell you it never occurred. Or they twist it just enough that you start doubting yourself. They will say things like, "That never happened," or "You are being too sensitive," or "You are remembering it wrong." And the crazy part is, after enough repetition, you start to believe them. Your memory becomes unreliable. Your instincts become suspect. You stop trusting yourself, and that is exactly what they want. A person who does not trust themselves is easy to control. Second weapon, projection. Toxic people are masters at accusing you of the exact thing they are doing. They cheat, so they accuse you of cheating. They lie, so they call you a liar. They manipulate, so they say you are manipulative. It sounds insane, but it works. Because when you are busy defending yourself against false accusations, you are not looking at their behavior. You are not asking the right questions. You are stuck in a loop, trying to prove your innocence while they keep doing whatever they want. Third weapon, triangulation. This is when they bring a third person into the conflict to destabilize you. Maybe they compare you to someone else. Maybe they tell you what someone else supposedly said about you. Maybe they play you against another person to keep both of you competing for their approval. It creates drama. It creates insecurity. And most importantly, it keeps you focused on them. Because now you are not just dealing with them, you are dealing with this invisible third party who may or may not even exist the way they describe. Fourth weapon, silent treatment. People think this is just immaturity. It is not. It is punishment. The silent treatment is emotional abandonment. It is a way of saying, "You do not exist to me right now." And for most people, that triggers panic. Because humans are wired for connection. Being ignored, especially by someone you care about, feels like a threat to your survival. So you scramble. You apologize. You try to fix things even when you did nothing wrong. And they get exactly what they want, control, without ever having to communicate or take responsibility. Fifth weapon, love bombing, followed by devaluation. This is the classic cycle. They shower you with attention, affection, compliments, promises. They make you feel like you are the most important person in the world. You get addicted to that feeling. Then, suddenly, they pull it all away. The warmth disappears. The affection stops. You are left confused, wondering what you did wrong. And that contrast is the weapon. Because now you will do anything to get back to that initial high. You become desperate for their approval. You lose yourself trying to recreate something that was never real to begin with. Sixth weapon, playing the victim. Toxic people are never responsible for anything, ever. Everything is always someone else doing something to them. They twist every conflict so they are the one being attacked, misunderstood, or unfairly treated. And this works because decent people do not want to hurt others. When someone says you hurt them, your instinct is to apologize and make it right. So you end up apologizing for things you did not do, taking responsibility for their feelings, walking on eggshells just to avoid being cast as the villain in their narrative. Seventh weapon, withholding information. They do not lie outright, they just do not tell you the full story. They leave out details, they give you half-truths, and because you do not have the complete picture, you cannot make informed decisions. You are always operating in the dark, always one step behind. This keeps you dependent on them for information, for clarity, for the truth. And that dependency is power. Eighth weapon, guilt tripping. They are experts at making you feel responsible for their emotions, their choices, their entire life. They will say things like, "After everything I have done for you," or "I guess I am just a bad person," or "You are going to abandon me like everyone else." They weaponize your empathy. They know you do not want to be the bad guy, so they frame every boundary you set, every need you express, as a personal betrayal. And you end up sacrificing your own well-being just to avoid feeling guilty. Ninth weapon, intermittent reinforcement. This is straight out of behavioral psychology. They do not treat you badly all the time. If they did, you would leave. Instead, they mix in moments of kindness, affection, and normalcy. Just enough to keep you hoping things will get better. Just enough to make you think maybe you were wrong about them. This unpredictability creates a psychological addiction. You stay because you are chasing those good moments, convincing yourself that the real them is the kind version, and the cruel version is just a phase. 10th weapon, boundary violations. Toxic people do not respect limits. You tell them something makes you uncomfortable, and they do it again. You ask for space, and they show up anyway. You set a clear rule, and they find a way around it. This is not accidental. It is a test. They are checking to see if you will enforce your boundaries. And every time you let it slide, every time you make an exception, you are teaching them that your boundaries do not matter, that you do not matter. So what do you do with all this? You learn to recognize the patterns. You stop explaining yourself to people who are committed to misunderstanding you. You stop defending your reality to people who benefit from your confusion. You stop giving chances to people who have shown you exactly who they are. The truth is, toxic people do not change because you love them harder or communicate better. They change when they want to, and most of them do not want to, because the system they have built works for them. It gives them power, attention, control. You are not the problem. You are the supply. And the moment you cut off that supply, the moment you walk away and mean it, is the moment you get your life back, your peace back, your sanity back. You are not broken. You were just dealing with someone who wanted you to think you were.